some of you have asked the question. So let us see what are the do's while writing a resume. So what are the things that you are expected to mention? Okay, so the very first thing is keep your resume clear and concise. Okay, do not complicate your resume. Do not keep it clear and concise. As see, resume is not something that the person will go, if you are writing a resume of 10 pages, 12 pages mentioning every minor things you have done in your experience or in your academics, nobody will go through all of those things. So keep it clear and concise. Okay, that is the first thing as a do you should remember. You must mention your name and job title in the header. Okay, the very first, in the very bold lines. I'll give you in the end I will show you how a sample of resume. Okay, we'll discuss a sample in the end of the session where I'll explain you how to let's see what are the do's, whatever do's we'll discuss and whatever don'ts we'll discuss. We'll try to cover up those things in the CV. Okay, in the end of the session. Okay, so feature your name and job title in the header. So at the top of your CV you should mention your name in the bold, and below that you should write, let's say if you are applying for a sales manager, you will write your name whatever it is, and then under that you will say sales manager, and then you will have objective line where you will mention your experience in your relevant skills. Okay, and the very first, this is very important guys, this is very important. As a fresher or as even experienced consultant, a lot of people, they do not keep this point in mind while writing a resume. You must be honest while preparing your CV or while preparing your resume. Do not mention things which you have not done in your experience or in your academics. It may gain good points for you mentioning, let's say, big things which you may not have done, but it may backfire you. If the interviewer tries to dig you on those things, you will definitely lose a chance of getting selected. So do not mention unnecessary things which are not done by you. So you must remember that while completing your resume, you must be honest. Okay, that is the first thing. And being honest, remember that being honest, not just in writing resume, being honest always gives you a different kind of booster, kind of confidence. So when you mention everything you have done in your experience and everything in your academics, you'll be more confident. And remember one thing, I'll be having let's say another session, okay, where I'll explain you how to face the interview. Okay, in the end of this session I'll explain you how to connect for that session as well. So remember that as an interviewer, I have conducted a lot of interviews. So the first thing any interviewer sees is not how you kind of let's say respond to the question, but how confident are you about your things. Let's say while explaining something, your confidence is more important rather than your words. Okay, so that is remember that always, and that confidence comes when you are honest. Okay, yeah, this I already explained you. Reverse chronological order for experience. So always mention your recent experience as in the top, and then go with the previous one in the reverse order. Okay, this is a common mistake. Lot of experienced even consultants, they go like the very old project. If the consultant is 10-year experience consultant, he mentioned his 10-year-old experience as the first point. Interviewer wants to see what have you done recently, or the recruiter wants to see what are you doing in the recent projects. They are not interested in what you have done. They may not be much interested in what you have done 10 years back. Okay, so always follow this. Follow the reverse chronological order for explaining your experience. Then highlight your accomplishments. जो भी आपने अच्छा काम किया या अच्छा कुछ लर्निंग रहा आपका, हाईलाइट दैट, उसको बोल्ड में लिखो. ठीक है, मेक सम लाइक कोट्स में लिखो एटलीस्ट. सो हाईलाइट योर अकम्प्लिशमेंट्स. Okay, you must have accomplished something in your experience or in your academics, so highlight those things. Those things should catch the attention of the recruiter or interviewer. Okay, so highlight your accomplishments. That is the next thing. Remember this thing always. There's a viral video going on these days. Some of you must have seen this. Do not use same resume for all the job applications. Okay, always tailor your resume to suit the position you are applying for. What does it mean? इसका मतलब कि जो पोजीशन के लिए आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो, उस पोजीशन के हिसाब से आपके सीवी में या रिज्यूम में चेंजेस करो. आपको जैसे लेट्स से देयर इज अ जॉब position of Java senior developer और Java architect. ठीक है, अभी Java architect का और Java developer का CV सेम, आप दोनों जगह सेम CV अप्लाई मत करो. Tailor the resume so that it suits the position you are applying for. Always remember this. This is the common mistake, like most common mistake, one of the most common mistakes even experienced consultant do. They kind of use same resume for all the job applications. You may not be creating, let's say, multiple copies of every time your CV to apply for a job, but at least for different positions you should have different tailored resumes. समझ रहे हैं आप लोगों को? What do you mean by tailored resume? Tailored resume means अपने जॉब के हिसाब से जिस पोजीशन के लिए आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट पोजीशन यू शुड मेक द चेंजेस, मेक इट कस्टमाइज्ड. Okay, give exact details about your achievements. Sometimes you just mention, I won the district level competition. Of what? When was it conducted? Who conducted it? All of these things you have to mention. Otherwise it will look like, you are faking it. So do not make an impression in the minds of interviewer that, the things that you are mentioning under achievements, they are not real. So if you mention the exact details of the achievements, then interviewer will have a confidence over your mention the things. Okay, so mention the details also about your achievements. Then clear with those things? Any question until here? All these things are clear? Keep your resume clear and concise. Feature your name. Be honest. Follow the reverse order of mentioning your experience. Highlight your accomplishments. Change karo resume every time you apply for the next position, and give the exact details about the achievements. Okay, now what is next? Mention the internships or unpaid relevant work done. Somebody has asked this question. So if you are a fresher, you must have done some internships, right? Final year में आप लोग को internships करना पड़ता है. You may have to go and visit some companies or some firms to produce a document that you have done internship of 6 months, 3 months, whatever it is. So you can mention the things you have learned in your internships also. Or some consultants, they work unpaid. Okay, unpaid relevant work also can be mentioned. So if you work for a company or for an institute or for somebody who is experienced, you were working as a shadow consultant, मतलब आप उसके सीनियर के साथ बैठकर कुछ काम कर रहे थे, and you learned few things, that thing also can be mentioned if you are preparing resume for a fresher. Okay, this internships and unpaid relevant work done should not be mentioned by experienced consultant. They already know it. They should not mention this. Clear? Mention. Include right resume keywords to pass the ATS. This is what I was talking about. ATS. Okay, what is this ATS? It is a software used by MNCs. Applicant tracking system. What does it do? This software automatically selects or rejects the CVs. Okay, it has few algorithms built. What does it do? It will ease the job of recruiters. Just imagine one recruiter who has posted the job position and he has got 200 applications, and he has to shortlist the CVs and give the shortlisted CVs to the interview panel by tomorrow. Can you imagine? He'll have only hardly 30 seconds or 20 seconds to glance through a CV. So one person's CV should be completed within 30 seconds, right? So you'll have to be very much sure about the things you are writing in your CV or your resume. So this applicant tracking system software does what? It filters the CVs which are not having the keywords which are required for the position. क्या होता है, कोई भी जॉब जब पोस्ट करता है ना कंपनी, तो उसका जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है, करेक्ट? इन द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन दिल हैव द पर्सन शुड हैव 3.5 years of experience at least. ठीक है. Next is they should have these 3 skills. Okay, and few other things. अभी ATS में क्या करेंगे ये लोग? ATS they'll mention the settings that the experience should be 3.5 or greater, and these 3 things are mandatory. अगर आपके CV में these things are not mentioned, then your CV is rejected by the software itself. It has eased the job of a recruiter. Recruiter doesn't have to. Now out of those 200 applications, the software has already rejected, let's say, 130 applications. Now the recruiter has to go through only 70 applications. So the work has been divided into three parts. 30%, more than 60% of the work is done by the software itself. So always remember, why should you tailor your resume for every application? You must have few words mentioned in the job description in your CV, so that when the software checks your CV, it should pass your CV. This is very important, very important. Not even experienced consultant know this. Okay, our team of recruiters, they always kind of do these things. They'll just use search. They'll search for the keywords we are applying. Let's say the position in the job description, and if those keywords are not found, the CV is automatically rejected. You're not getting any chance to get interviewed. You may be having very good communication skills, very good confidence, very good experience, but if you have not mentioned the things required for the position, you have not cleared the first step. And if you have not cleared the first step, you will not be given chance to prove yourself. Means you will not be given a chance to get interviewed. Now remember this thing as well. Limit your resume to minimum possible pages. Do not create resume of, let's say, 8 pages, 10 pages, 12 pages, unless you have experience of 20-25 years. Okay, so limit your, there's no like kind of rule that you should not have, you should have only 1 page or 2 page or 3 page, but keep it as minimum as possible. Okay, 1 to 2 to maximum 3 pages is sufficient. For freshers, maximum 1 to 2. For experience, maximum 1, 2 or required than 3. Okay, so limit your resume to minimum possible pages. Use professional file name. Alright, this is very important, guys. This is very common mistake also. A lot of times what we do is we create a Word document, and by default it takes the name as document 1. So we save the document name with the same one, with the same document 1, and we kind of share the same resume. We'll attach the same thing in the email and we'll send it to the recruiter. That creates a very bad impression of yours on the recruiter site. That tells that you don't even know how to name a file. So give a professional file name. If you are applying for a Java developer, write it like that. Okay, Java_developer, like say 4.5. Then the recruiter will have let's say at least basic understanding that this particular resume is for Java developer position and the candidate has got at least 4.5 years of experience. Okay, so think from the perspective of recruiter also. One recruiter is not there for one position only. Okay, the recruiter will have let's say he or she may have posted 5 different jobs, and you are sending your resume over the email saying, please find my attached. That is also I'll come to that email body also. But for the file name, if you just mention document 1 or resume, very general, resume 1, resume 2, like kind of these things mentioned by the people, we have seen this. Okay, very common mistake. Always give a professional name to the file. Remember this. Next, proofread your resume. Check with experienced ones. This is very important step. Before you share your resume, read it twice. If you have experienced persons or experienced people in your contact, then get it reviewed by them. Because if I tell you the statistics, Career Builder a couple of years back, they kind of conducted some survey, and in the survey they found more than 50% of the CVs shared by fresher or experienced consultant having typo mistakes, and that creates a very bad impression. That tells the interviewer or recruiter how much serious are you about your own job. If you are not able to write your resume without spelling mistakes, how are you expecting to work in an IT company or in any good company? Not just IT, whether you are working in IT company or any other company, you should at least have these basic skills. So proofread your resume, check it twice. Do not make silly mistakes, do not make typo mistakes, do not mention the things that doesn't suit your experience. I'll come to that point as well. Okay, so always proofread your resume. Proofread means आपने resume बना लिए, उसके बाद आपको उसको एक बार फिर से start to end पढ़ना है. ठीक है, और अगर आपके पास कोई एक्सपीरियंस है बंदा सेम फील्ड का, so get it reviewed by him or her. That will always be better for you, because the person who has experience working in the same field, they will tell you what should you mention and what should you not. अगर आप किसी का CV कॉपी कर रहे हो ना, तो वो बोल देगा like you are going as a 2-year experience consultant, you should not have mentioned these things. This should be, you will never get a chance to work on something like this. उससे क्या होगा, इंटरव्यूअर को कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आएगा आप पे, वो ही विल अंडरस्टैंड, ही और शी विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू हैव कॉपीड इट फ्रॉम समवेयर. आप बता रहे हो 2 साल का एक्सपीरियंस और आप रोल और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज में लिख रहे हो टास्क जो 5 साल से कम वाले बंदे को करवाने की देते ही नहीं. हाउ विल दैट मैच योर स्किल्स एंड एक्सपीरियंस? Okay, so always if you have some experienced consultant of the same field, get it reviewed by them. Proofread is one thing and then get it reviewed. Do not share a Word document as your resume. This is also a common mistake. Always share a PDF file. I have received, let's say our team of recruiters, they receive today also like 5-year experience consultant, they are sharing their resume with the name resume1 or CV1 and in the Word format. That is very unprofessional. That is very unprofessional. Always share the resume in PDF format. Save this. Nowadays, let's say you can, Word document itself can be saved as a PDF file, right? So save it as PDF, give a professional name and then share it. Any questions so far, guys? Yes, please. Okay, so like when you are switching, so you have already got the experience, right? So like resume preparation for fresher and experience is quite let's say it's quite same, it's quite similar. The only difference, like very few differences are, freshers will have different things mentioned in their experience and achievements. Otherwise your education, skills and your objective statement, contact details, all will be same. For experienced consultant, you are expected to mention your work experience, your roles and responsibilities. Let's say if you have worked for 2 different companies in your career, so you will mention those 2 companies and what was the role you have had in those 2 companies and what was the duration, what kind of role and responsibilities you played. I will come to that. Okay, well in the end we'll see the resume where I'll explain you the differences between a fresher's resume and the experienced consultant's resume. Okay, the next thing is you must mention the details of job application in the email body. Many times you are sending an email. If you are sending an email, okay, just do not say attach a file and just do not say please find attachment. Some people don't even write please find attachment, they'll just say PFA. Okay, so you should have things mentioned in your email body at least. Write few lines, take an effort. Okay, take some effort to write few lines about your job application. Say you are looking for this position, your experience is this much and your skills are these. At least few lines, okay, in the email body. Then if possible include a cover letter. Okay, a cover letter tells what? A cover letter tells why are you a good candidate for the position. So this cover letter should tell the details, only the details which makes you best suitable person or consultant for the position. Okay, cover letter will not be same for all the, okay, every time you are applying for a position you will have to have a different cover letter, okay, depending upon the position you are applying for. Clear until here?